It's the Charity Shield today. Collingwood, Richmond, match preview. Let's get into it. So tonight, Collingwood take on Richmond in the inaugural Charity Shield match where everything is going to food banks, so like the money raised, and there'll be probably people, collecting money, from the stands and stuff like that. That's all going to food bank for such a good cause, which is absolutely huge. And I love that Collingwood and Richmond are doing this. I love that, it was Richmond's idea and they wanted Collingwood to be a part of it. And it's going to be hopefully a yearly thing. And it's amazing. Like, I know that the rest of the Amy's Community Series games are free. This one's $10, but that $10 is not going to the clubs. It's going to food bank, who make meals, for the disadvantaged and stuff. And I just think it's such a good idea. And I love these clubs for doing that. And I love Richmond that Richmond included us and they wanted us to help them with that. And there might be a bit of a trophy. I assume if it's called Charity Shield, there must be a bit of a trophy. And you know that I love winning trophies. But let's get into this match preview now. We'll talk about a little bit about the squad. So we've got a lot of players returning. Checkers comes back for his first competitive game after that leg injury that sort of kept him out for full training and stuff like that. Mayer comes in after that shoulder. Darcy Moore, Steel Sidebottom, Jack Crisp, Titch comes back, Jamie Elliott comes back. So a lot of our premiership players that didn't play last week are playing this week against Richmond. Are they playing the full game? I don't really know. They're probably giving some minutes because you've got to think that although this is an AFL sanctioned match, not like the match simulation, 4 quarters of 20 minutes and whatnot, we are allowed 30 players on the team, so 8 on the bench, and unlimited substitutions. So we could see players coming in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. Some players getting a rest. Josh Dacos played a quarter and a bit last week against the Roos. He probably plays, 2 or 3 quarters this week just to get his match fitness up before round 0. 2 notable outs, though, is Pendlebury and Jeremy Howe. Now, Pendles and Howe are out. Howe had a bit of a calf knock. Pendles had a bit of a knee knock. All good. They're veterans, You got to sit them out for these sort of games. They'll be right against GWS when we play them in 2 weeks' time, and I can't believe that the AFL season is already here. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely nuts that it's right around the corner already. Richmond, though, they do have a bunch of players coming back, so they've got a pretty full side. Tom Lynch, Nan Curvis aren't playing, but Prestia comes back, Baker, Taranto, Dustin Martin comes back, and Dylan Grimes. So they've got a pretty good lineup, and it's going to be a pretty good battle. I know that it's just a practice match, and the scores in the end don't matter, but it's going to be very heated. A Collingwood-Richmond game is always very heated. 6:40, Icon Park tonight. It's going to be on KO and stuff, so I'm really, really, really keen for it. But what am I most keen about? Like I said, the scores don't matter. Like in the Roos game, if we win by 30 points, amazing. If we win by 60 points, great. If we lose, big deal. All I want is, the only loser is if someone gets an injury. That would be the biggest loser. And touch wood, no injuries to either side, especially in a practice match. You don't want to see anyone sort of go down. And I feel like the AFL this preseason has just been plagued by injuries and surgeries and stuff. We definitely have. And I think I just saw Matt Flynn from the West Coast Eagles go in for hamstring surgery or something. So you don't want that after a grueling preseason, especially in a practice game. You don't want anyone's season ending. So touch wood, none of that sort of happens. What I do want to see, though, is, yes, we've got 30 players. So 21 of these 30 players that are playing, the other 2 to make it 23 will be Pendles and Howe, will be playing in the GWS game. But who impresses the most to play in that GWS game? Does Finn McRae, sign his name on the dotted line and he's good to go and he plays in that opening round? Because it's honestly his spot to lose at the moment. And I know, someone said on Instagram, oh, you can't play 22 midfielders. And I know that. I know we can't play 22 sort of midfielders. But, if Finn McRae is smashing down the door, you can't ignore him anymore. Like, if he did nothing wrong last week against the Roos, he comes in now and he'll be playing in the midfield with a Crisp, Titch, the Dacos brothers. Bo McCreary probably finds himself in the midfield a little bit. Jordan DeGoey as well. So can McRae make himself known? Can he make a name for himself with this star-studded lineup? We saw it in the intra-club match when they were playing against each other. How does it look when they're playing with each other? And if he can, I dare say, if he can get over 20 disposals, a bunch of clearances, if we can see what he can do, he'll be the first name down on the team sheet to play the Giants. So that's a big watch for me. Something else that I do want to see, especially in practice games, because we've got all those players, because we've got unlimited rotations, is I just want to see positional changes. Like on the team sheet, I saw that Bobby Hill was on the wing. Play him on the wing. He's speedy, he's quick. You know, Will Husky-Elliott was on half forward, and I know we can't really go off the squad list because they will change on game day. You can sort of do whatever you want. But I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Hill on the wing. I wouldn't mind seeing Jamie Elliott on the half-back line. Bo McCreary in the middle for 3 quarters. Billy Frampton up forward if, you know, Ash Johnson's not working down there. Or just throw the Magnus around, because that's something that Collingwood do so well, where, you know, Jack Crisp for most of this training, preseason training, has been playing off the half-back line. So maybe, you know, he goes back to that half-back line, and he's that sort of guy that sort of comes through for us now that we don't have Nick Dacos playing there. We've got Nick Dacos mainly in the middle spending his time. So it's going to be interesting to see what sort of Craig McRae and the coaches do. I think so Jordan Ruffhead was last week, so I think it might be Hayden Skipworth coaching the team this week. My memory fails me. But it's not Craig McRae, but I just want to see what the coaches do to change it around a little bit. Another thing I want to see is in the first quarter against the Kangaroos, we started on like a house on fire, right? Running down the middle, handballing, really quick, and then we kind of slowed it down. So I dare say we ramp it up to about 85%, because we're not going to go 100%. We're not going to show our full hand against Richmond in the preseason. But I do want to see what we've been working on in the summer. Is it more handballing? Is that how, you know, we're going to keep cutting it through? What do we look like on the counter attack? What do we look like when you know, there were times last year where we were caught out between the wing and half forward, and the teams would counter attack really well, and we couldn't push back. Have we worked on that? It's all these little things that I want to see from this practice game, and hopefully we do see it. Like I said, I dare say that we don't show our full hand, and we get to see it sporadically throughout the start of the season, and then it amps up towards the end of the season. One thing I am really disappointed about, though, is Lachie Sullivan is an emergency, so we don't get to see him play a full game or any sort of game against, you know, AFL opposition. I thought he did really well when he came on in that second half last week against the Roos. I thought he did really well in the intra-club match. So I don't know what that is and why he's an emergency, but out of 30 players, I would have liked to see him play. But another one to sort of keep your eye on, I talked about Finn McRae, is the Ash Johnson Reece McInnes battle. One of those guys are playing round 0. We get to see what they look like playing together. Maybe they don't play, because we've got so many interchanges, maybe they're not playing together in the same forward line a lot, and they're probably the ones that are swapping with each other. But going up against Grimesy and those, you know, premiership defenders as well at Richmond, because they were, and they sort of still are a good side. I just want to see who goes about it. Can Reef sort of find that form? He doesn't tend to go missing a lot, so can he sort of find that form and show us that he is here for the big time? And can Ash Johnson just keep doing what he's doing and step up to take Dan McStay's spot? So lastly, it's my prediction and big call. So prediction is the Pies by 27 points, and my big call is that Lachie Schultz is not finally, but he's going to stamp himself in this Collingwood side and in Victoria, and he's going to kick 4 goals, and we're going to see what a really good forward he is, and his defensive efforts, and, you know, we've got a taste of it, and we're going to get the full thing, I feel, against Richmond tonight. Look, guys, I'm doing swooping around at halftime, so come find me, get yourself on camera for the first swooping around of 2024. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shaggers, I'll swoop you later.